I would like to call the August 26, 2024 call board meeting to order at 8:04 a.m. Dr. Thomas, do you have any amendments for the agenda?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
All right, Tommy, and I'll say Joe with the second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? 5-0. All right. The agenda is approved. All right. Action items, tentative approval of the 2024 millage rate. Dr. Thomas, I'll turn it over to you and to Amy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Loud. I'll go ahead and turn it over to our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Amy Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good news. We received the tax digest. We actually received it a week ago Friday. Did work on it before I went out of town. Found out there was a problem that we had questioned. Received a notification last Tuesday that there was a change, and it was about $31 million, so it counted. So we revised all the numbers. So what we've got for you, you should be able to see, did everyone look at the attachment in eBoard for the 5-year history? I'm gonna show you a little different version of what you see out there. I'm gonna show you ours and Gilmer, Dawson, and Fannon's at one time, just so you can compare us with them. I shared this with y'all last year. We had significant growth again this year. We had what we'll be able to produce with a reduced millage rate of 12.2, which is 0.2 below where we were before and beyond the rollback rate. We will still be able to raise the revenue that we need. We were going to dig into the fund balance about $3.6 million. This will cause us to dig in about $4 million. So it is an additional digging into the fund balance, but we are very secure with our fund balance and think we will be able to handle this with absolutely no problem. Did want you to see where we were compared to the 3 counties that we are probably the most similar to in the state of Georgia. It's Gilmer, Fannin, and Dawson. Their digest just are significantly larger than ours, therefore their rates are quite a bit lower. I'm gonna flip to a different slide real quick. Well, maybe I'll stay there. This is our entire area from Pickens, Bartow, Cherokee, Dawson, Fannin, Gilmer, Gordon, and Lumpkin from 22 to 24. These are the school millage rates. These do not include any bond millage rates. Cherokee has a millage rate, and I believe it is one other county in this grouping does have a bond, but when you compare apples to apples, I wanted them to all be the same. Just so you can get a look at where we are in comparison. We have been trending down for the last 3 years. Do y'all have any questions on this?
Oh, this is great, thank you.
I'm going to show you a little bit of my crazy that I do in preparation for this. When the consolidation sheets come in, it is 30 some odd pages, and I break it down into these 3 so that you can see side by side. The top section in yellow is real property. That is any kind of, that's residential, agricultural, utility, everything that is physical, tangible property. Then you get down into the orange section, which is personal property. Those are items that can be taxed, and it can be anything from a piece of equipment to a heavy equipment. As I go on down, you get into timber, motor vehicles, mobile homes. The problem that came up actually had to do with mobile homes and heavy equipment. So these are the corrected numbers from the first round we got. It also shows our exemptions, so you can see the trend over the last few years. And then you come down to our adjusted net digest, and again, our history of our 5-year history, how much tax we have levied, the net tax increase by dollar and percentage. I know this is a lot, and I just wanted to share a lot of this information with you. All of this is consolidated onto that one document that is attached in eBoard. This is just the long version of it. So we again, will produce over 10% more in tax than we did last year based on a lower millage rate. So when someone says, y'all caused my taxes to go up, our millage rate is going down. Unless they had a reassessment of their property, they should have a smaller tax bill. I believe the county is going to reduce theirs too. So they should see, it's not gonna be a huge decrease, but it should be a decrease unless they had a reassessment.
Yeah.
Y'all have questions on that part? Okay. I'm gonna flip back to, sorry, I'm not used to the mouse pad here. Our comparison again to other counties, I do know Fannin, their digest base is just phenomenal. If you look under Gilmer, Fannin, and Dawson and see the pink bands, those are how much their digest is more than ours. Because a lot of people have asked me, why is your millage more than all these other counties, although y'all are very similar? Well, here's the reason. Their digest is so much larger than ours. All three of these counties that we compare to and we're so similar to. So that is where they're at a distinct advantage over us when it comes to setting the millage. So while we're still in the 12s, you know, we do have them, as they trend, one of them trends, Fannin is trending down to 6.70. It gives you a little heartburn, but this is why. Their digest is significantly larger than ours and is still growing at a very rapid pace. Although I did read an article while I was in St. Thomas that did say Pickens is one of the fastest growing counties, not just in Georgia, but in the nation. So we are growing, but they have just outpaced us over the last 10 years. So we are still playing catch up when it comes to growth here in this county.
Fannin County's total digest is $1.4 billion.
No, their gross digest is 1.4 billion more than ours.
Yes.
More.
More.
That's the net.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's how much theirs is more than ours.
And Gilmer's almost $1 billion, and
Dawson is right
slightly
at 9.
under $1 billion.
That is correct. Do y'all have any questions on this? Do you want to talk about the recommendation? All right.
So our recommendation is to tentatively approve our millage at 12.20. That's a 0.2 decrease from 2023. So that's our recommendation we're going to the board.
Ms. Smith, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not another historic low millage for us?
No, it's not a historic low. It is, we are trending back down again. We had, back in, I believe it was 17, 18, we had some quite low numbers at that time, but this is a trend that we have for,
I know since I've been on the board.
it has gone down each year. We have been able to roll back beyond the millage.
You had one that showed like the rate back. I know it's the lowest one we've had all the way back as far as you showed.
Yes, hold on, I have to get eyeballs on here.
Yeah, that's the one.
This one goes
Yeah,
back to, I believe, I'm gonna check, I believe it's 19.
Yes.
2019.
So we have been trending down since 19, or I believe it may have been a little bit before 19. I did not get one document up here. I wanted to. It was like a 20-year trend, and I meant to, and I've had a few little technical issues this morning.
Okay. Any further questions? Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve the 2024 tentative millage rate as 12.2 mils as presented?
So moved.
Okay. And second. Amy Gibson. Is there any discussion? All in favor? All right, 5-0. All right. Tentative millage rate is approved. All right, yeah, we got a budget later, so we're gonna hear from Amy again, I assume.
Yeah, we do have a budget amendment, and so I'll turn it back over to Ms. Smith.
I'm being Martha too here, so I'm just trying to get this document pulled out real quick. We have a request to amend the FY24 budget one more time. We got an approval for something that had taken place in '24. We wanted to be able to draw those funds down, so we had to get approval first to make sure that we would be able to use that as an expense from FY 24's ARC. We did receive that approval, so we are amending in special revenue. The only thing we are amending is in our ARC funding, and it is moving it from function code to function code. The total is still the same. We are also needing to, I needed to update the tax revenue. We pulled in a good bit more in taxes for SPOS than we had anticipated, to the tune of about $600,000. That's significant enough that audit questions why, and we were waiting till we got those final couple payments logged, and so I have updated that. And then I've moved some funds around. We had something, the roofing projects that we did very late in the year. We thought most of it was going to be paid for a little bit later than it needed to be. So it wound up being a 24 consideration. So I needed to move money. That is not considered a fixed asset change, which is where we originally thought it would be. There have been some tweaks to those definitions. So we needed to move it to 2,600 maintenance. It is just a repair and maintenance. So with it being close to $800,000, that matters. So we moved those funds just from function code to function code. So we asked for those two amendments, and this should close us out for 24.
All right, any questions? All right, do I hear a motion to approve the FY 24 budget amendment as presented? All right.
Second.
Second, Tony Gartrell. Is there any discussion? All in favor? 5-0. All right. Okay, that's all we have on the agenda this morning. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
Joe Wiggington and Tommy Gartrell. Any further discussion? All in favor? 5-0. All right, very good. We are adjourned at 8:16 a.m.